Orban, it's here.
Right over there.
Mr. Orban, it's here, sir.
I was promised 2 detectives. Where's the other one?
Well, making another phone call, I suppose, sir.
Well, get him, stupid. Get him.
Yes, sir. You just call me first, and don't you worry about a thing, baby. Okay. Bye, baby.
Baby.
Will this be your wife's first baby?
Yes, ma'am. But I may have it before she does.
Well, Sergeant Davidson, it's here.
Huh?
The armored truck.
Oh, yeah.
Lester? Just think, someday you'll be acting like that about our first baby.
Very well, Lester. Unlock the display case.
Yes, sir. Oh, yes. Oh.
Well, gentlemen, here it is. The silver scepter of Louis XIV, monarch of France. $2 million worth of history, beauty, and rare jewels. One moment, please. The only key, Sergeant Davidson. Guard it with your life.
That's why I'm here, sir.
Very well, gentlemen. Step up and take your pictures. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
Yeah? So how come it's worth $2 million?
Because it says here it's full of jewels and things. It says that 2 of the diamonds all by themselves are worth almost $1 million.
And Lester Pennell works in that place?
Yeah. Look. Now, that's him in the picture, ain't it?
Gee, maybe I ought to raise his rent. By special arrangement with the French government, the scepter will be on display at the Auburn Gallery. After a formal reception tonight, the exhibit will be open to the public for 2 weeks, starting Monday. What's the matter, Mom? Shut up a minute. Hey, you, Stacy.
Tomorrow, Mrs. Lovelace. Tomorrow for sure.
You said that 2 weeks ago. Look, this is a rooming house, not a charity mission.
Oh, hi, Lemmy.
Hi, Mr. Stacy. Hey, look. Your neighbor upstairs got his picture in the paper. Did you see it?
Oh.
Next thing you know, I'll be running a soup kitchen here.
Look at this. Look.
Hey, that's Sergeant Davidson.
Oh, Lester Pennell.
No. The guy over here guarding the case.
Oh, hey. Hey, he's cute.
He's a young punk who got my job and they kicked me off the force.
I thought you were retired.
I was framed. I was framed because they wanted to ace me out of my pension.
Yeah, well, I happen to know that you were the biggest shakedown artist who ever wore a badge.
All right, so I was in on the take a little. It's hard to understand how any cop can stay honest considering the company he keeps. Killers, crooks.
Oh, yeah, but I'll bet you this one's honest.
Mrs. Lovelace, you ought to tell your daughter all about the facts of life. Look, honey, you're only honest until you get yourself caught.
Which takes us back to the subject of your rent.
Tomorrow.
Actually, there's very little agreement on the matter. I personally believe that the $2 million figure is an exaggerated evaluation. Oh, the jewels on the scepter are quite expensive, but it's most difficult to interpret historical value in terms of dollars and cents. You see, there's some question.
I beg your pardon. Could I talk to you a moment, Lester?
Of course, sir. Excuse me.
You will forgive us. How long have you been working for this gallery, Pennell?
22 months, sir.
You know, when I hired you, I hoped you'd learn. I thought you might change. But you're just as stupid as ever.
Mr. Orban,
Telling those people the scepter's value is exaggerated. That's a direct reflection on my integrity.
I was only trying to be honest, sir.
You cannot hope to build a respectable, well-founded reputation with honesty.
I like to think of my honesty as an advantage, sir. I hope that someday it will establish me as a trusted appraiser and dealer. One who is worthy of his patron's confidence.
Be realistic, my boy. A work of art has no value until someone pays for it. The more he pays, the more he values his purchase.
Overcharging is dishonest.
Honesty has nothing to do with it. Our patrons enjoy spending their money. Who are we to spoil their fun?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I just don't see it that way.
You disappoint me, Lester. I hoped I might inspire you, give you a real incentive, but your ideals keep blinding you to the facts of life.
I'll never sacrifice my ideals, sir.
In that case, my boy, consider yourself fired.
Fired?
Yes, your 2 weeks' notice begins right away.
But, Mr. Orban...
Closing time, Lester. I must say goodnight to my guests.
But...
No pains at all yet? Look, we're closing up here now. I'll be home as soon as possible.
Lucille, Lester, work to do. Where's Sergeant Davidson?
Right here, sir.
Ah, yes. Now, I want to establish a routine security procedure for closing time. If anything should happen to that scepter, the French government would drag me to the guillotine. And we mustn't lose our heads, must we?
Let's make it fast, Mr. Orban. My wife's waiting.
Of course. Now then, when the chimes ring and the patrons have gone, Lucille will lock the rear door, Lester will lock the front door. You can do that much, can you, Lester?
I think so, sir.
Now, when you two are given the all clear, I'll open the vault in my office while Sergeant Davidson unfastens the display case, with you, Quebec, standing guard with your gun drawn.
Yes, sir.
Davidson, you will then take the scepter from the case. Don't bother to relock it. Lester can do that if he puts his mind to it. Then with Quebec guarding you, you will carry the scepter to my office, place it in the vault. Lester will bring in the key. We'll lock it in the vault with the scepter, and that will be that. Any questions? All right, let's go to work.
All clear.
All clear.
The key, please, Lester. Three minutes, 50 seconds. Excellent. Swift, smooth, and safe. We can all rest easy over the weekend. It would take a bold and clever man to break up this little system, eh, gentlemen?
Yes, sir. Very bold. And very clever.
Are you in?
I know why he fired you.
Yeah, well, he thinks I'm too honest, too idealistic. He wants me to change.
You don't have to change. Mr. Orban simply wanted you to be more realistic.
Look, I worked hard, didn't I? I mean, he can't complain about my work.
He wanted more than that. He wanted you to take charge, show some initiative. That's why he kept needling you.
I'd like to show some initiative, all right. I'd like to walk into that gallery and... Lucille, don't laugh. But last night, while we were going through that ridiculous security procedure, I kept having the wildest fantasies.
Fantasies?
Yeah. I kept seeing myself in a turtleneck sweater and a cap pulled down over one eye. And then I walked into that gallery at night and I cracked open that safe with my bare hands and I stole that scepter. You know, what you see now? You're laughing.
I'm sorry, darling. It's just preposterous. You're in a turtleneck sweater and a cap.
I happen to look quite well in a cap.
You're simply not the underworld type. You're too good, too honest.
I'm not so sure about that.
What kind of talk is that?
Well, Lucille, you'd be a fool to marry me. I've got no money, no job, nothing.
We happen to be in love.
Yes, but what can I offer you? All the money I might have saved, I've spent on paintings, on rare books, on first editions. We can't live on first editions.
You're the best appraiser in the city. You'll get another job.
How? Where? Mr. Orban will never give me a reference.
Well, introduce yourself. Show some initiative. And stop being a doormat for everyone.
And see, there you go again. You sound just like Mr. Orban.
Well, I'm beginning to think he was right. Maybe you should change. I prefer not being married to a doormat.
Sure. Yeah. Nick Stacy.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
Oh, hello, Mr. Pinnell. I just heard you come in. You mind if I talk to you a minute?
No, of course not. Come in.
Thank you. Oh, I saw your picture in the paper. That's a pretty fancy joint you work at.
Well, in a way, I guess.
You know, all those valuables out there in the open where everybody's looking at them and so forth. What are you doing for protection?
Well, the police department has been very cooperative. They've assigned 2 plainclothesmen for the current exhibit.
You know, I was on the force for 20 years, and right at the moment, I'm at liberty.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I thought you were working.
Oh, well, I do odd jobs here and there. Nothing steady, you know. Kind of thought you might mention it to your boss.
Well, I don't think...
Look, now, I got real police training, Mr. Pinnell. I can spot a crook the moment I lay my eyes on him. I know all his tricks, where he works, how he operates.
Well, I'm sure you'd be a wonderful
And I
guard.
work cheap.
Well, Mr. Stacy, I'm afraid I can't be of much use to you. You see, I was fired.
Oh, no kidding. Got yourself fired.
Fired.
What'd you do? Did you lift something?
No, on the contrary, I was fired for being too honest.
Into the kick, too honest. What'd it get you?
Lost my job, my girl, everything.
I was honest once.
Not only am I too honest, but I have no initiative. I'm nothing but a doormat.
For 20 years, I watched cons
You try
and
to tell
crooks
the
making
truth. You're
more dough
stupid.
than me.
You try to please people. You're
All
nothing
right,
but
so
a
I was
doormat.
in on the take just a little
You'll
bit.
never
There's
change.
nothing
You'll
wrong with
never
a shakedown
change.
once
We'll
in a
see
while.
whether or not I change.
You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to get even with those cops in the department that got me busted. Those bright-eyed, bushy-tailed little punks like that Davidson.
Davidson, he's on duty at the gallery.
Yeah, I know. He's guarding that $2 million gadget. Boy, he'd look silly if that thing suddenly disappeared, wouldn't he?
The scepter?
$2 million heist right out from under his pretty little nose.
Are you serious about that?
Oh, no, a guy can dream, can he?
No, well, it couldn't work. It would. I mean,
Well, a guy'd have to be plenty smart.
and bold. Very clever and very bold. And it would take a lot of planning. Bold, clever planning.
Hey, you're serious about this, ain't you?
Well, why not? Why, Mr. Stacy, with your experience and my initiative?
What, a $2 million heist?
Well, actually, the value of it is exaggerated a little bit. It's really only worth about $1.5 million.
Yeah, well, that's a little out of my league. I'm only used to stealing kind of small and friendly.
What's the matter with you? You want to be a doormat all of your life?
Hello, Pogo. Nick Stacy. Listen, I just lifted a couple of rare books from the jerk who lives across the hall. Yeah, well, I think they're worth a couple of $100. Yeah, I know. I won't be fussy. I'll just settle for the rent money. Oh, you can unload them easily. What? What's the matter with you? Don't you appreciate good literature? I ain't got nothing bigger. I don't... Hello? Hello?
Position 24.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Pennell, I didn't even hear you come in.
Oh, that's all right, Mike. I'm sorry to awaken you.
I never fell asleep on the job before. Never.
Well, you should bring some coffee with you.
I know. I broke my thermos bottle.
Well, I just came by to pick up some papers. You go on back to sleep.
Look, you won't tell Mr. Orban that I was catnapping, will you?
No, of course not. You go on back to sleep. You want me to turn out the light?
No, you better leave it on. I get kind of scared in the dark.
Nice work, Stacy.
How'd you get here?
Just trying out my technique. Surprised you, didn't I?
I just borrowed these. They weren't very interesting, so I...
You know, Mr. Stacy, with your experience and my initiative...
You know something, Lester? I was thinking the same thing.
No pains here?
Huh? Not a twinge. I'm beginning to think the stork brings babies.
Doesn't it?
You haven't seen Lester Pennell, have you?
No, ma'am. Not since he left for lunch.
That was over 2 hours ago. He's never late.
Oh?
Lester?
Miss Burnside, good afternoon.
Two hours and 40 minutes for lunch.
2 hours and 42 minutes, sir. And it was delicious.
And this morning you were 45 minutes late. I do not tolerate this sort of thing, Pennell.
Oh, I don't blame you, sir. Not at all. I wouldn't tolerate it either if I were you. If I were you, I might even fire me. Three, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18.
I didn't get a chance to talk to you this morning.
Talk is for dreamers, for idealists. The realist is a man of action.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said all those things.
Well, it's perfectly all right if it made you feel better.
It made me feel awful. Because it made you feel awful.
Matter of fact, I felt nothing at all. Excuse me?
Lester, what's the matter with you? You're not acting like yourself at all.
Quite an improvement, don't you think?
No. I don't want you to change. The man I fell in love with is a sweet, kind, gentle...
Doormat. They have a way of wearing out, don't they?
You know what, Ma?
What?
Eddie asked me to marry him.
Big deal.
What do you mean? He's a nice guy and he's got a steady job and all.
A deadbeat who's lucky to be driving an ice cream truck. What are you going to live on, ice cream bars?
Let me tell you, it's better than running a rooming house.
Listen, Lammy, with your looks, you don't need any Eddies. You've got enough charm and talent to earn your own ice cream bars.
Yeah, some talent. Every time I go in for an audition, they measure my talent with a tape measure.
So be a model.
Oh, no, I catch cold too easy.
Listen, when I was your age, I took dancing and acting and singing lessons. Got some pretty good parts, too. I could have been another Toby Wing.
Who?
Then I met your father. The big slob.
I'll get it, Ma. Oh, Mr. Pennell.
Good afternoon, Miss Lovelace. Is your mother in?
Oh, sure. Come on in.
Thank you.
Oh, hello, Mr. Pennell.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Lovelace. I wonder if I could speak to you for a moment.
Oh, surely. Please sit down.
Thank you. Mr. Stacy tells me that you've had some acting experience.
Well, yeah, a little. Lammy's pretty good, too.
Oh, wonderful. Then there may be a part for each of you.
What kind of part?
A small but exceptionally important role in a $2 million production.
Do I have to wear a bathing suit?
No.
But what about me?
No, you don't either. You play the part of a woman who is taken suddenly and unexpectedly ill. How well do you faint?
Oh, watch.
Ah, Ma, now you can faint better than that.
Oh, I'm sure you can, Mrs. Lovelace. You see, there's only one performance scheduled, and it has to be absolutely convincing.
Only one performance? What's the pay?
Well, it's what you might call a profit-sharing venture. Well, there are only 5 principals involved. The 2 of you, Mr. Stacy, a friend of Mr. Stacy's, and myself.
But suppose there ain't any profits.
Oh, there will be, I assure you. By the time all the returns are in, each individual share should be worth approximately $400,000.
$400,000?
Mrs. Lovelace. Mrs. Lovelace. Good heavens. She's fainted. How are you, Pogo?
Busy, and I don't need any rare books.
Settle for this.
I don't see nothing.
The scepter of Louis XIV. $2 million.
As long as it stays where it is, ain't worth a red cent to me.
It's not going to stay there very long.
Yeah, that's a lot better than rare books.
Wait a minute, Pogo, listen to me. This kid, this Lester Pennell, he works in that gallery. He and I sat up all last night working on the plan.
I don't want to know a thing about him.
Pogo, do you think you can get rid of that scepter?
You just bring me the merchandise, and we'll split it 3 ways.
Oh, the way Lester has it worked out, it's going to take more than 3 to do this caper. According to Lester's plans, it'll
Forget
take...
it.
Wait, don't go away. The way I got it planned is that you and I are going to split the whole caboodle 2 ways.
What about this what's his name, Lester?
He's an amateur. The only thing I'm worried about is he might chicken out.
And the others?
Patsies. Born patsies.
Yes, there'll be plenty of time for rehearsal and to iron out all the rough spots. The scepter's on display for 12 more days. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm afraid one of us has the wrong room.
Hi, Lester. Come on in. It's me. It's Stacy. Stacy.
That's fantastic. Utterly fantastic.
How do you like that? And I wasn't even trying.
It's marvelous.
Oh, here, I got this.
The firebomb?
Oh, yeah, complete with timing device.
Oh, wonderful. I assume you've arranged everything with your friend at the garage.
Pogo, he's in all the way. Oh, yes, he's the one who got me all this junk. Incidentally, what about those dames downstairs?
Mr. Stacy, our cast is now complete. You, Mr. Pogo, Mrs. Lovelace, her daughter, and myself. Now all that's lacking is the silver scepter of Louis XIV.
Yeah, and I know just where we should find it.
Stick him up. I caught you red-handed, didn't I?
Mike, it's me, Lester Purnell.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Purnell. I didn't recognize you in that cap.
Mike, you look like you could use a cup of coffee.
You got one with you?
No, but I'll be here for a while. Why don't you go out and get some?
Oh, Mr. Orton wouldn't like that.
You'll never know.
Well,
Go ahead and take your time.
I certainly appreciate this, Mr. Purnell.
You got a key to the outside door?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, this is the last... This is the last chance you'll have to see this place before the big day. I want you to compare it carefully with the diagrams I've prepared. You have them, Mr. Stacey.
Ma, look at this place.
Shut up, Lynn. Quiet.
Here we are. Now then.
When old Lester plans a caper, he goes all the way.
Wow, looks like 6 lessons in how to do the bossa nova.
Now, the scepter will be on display in this case. Here. The 2 detectives, Davidson and Quebec, will be stationed here and here.
Yeah, Davison will be back pounding a beat in Skid Row after this.
At exactly 10 minutes to 6, Mr. Stacy will come through that door, the front door, dressed as a telephone repairman. You'll go to the office over there and ask to check the phones.
And I'll have the toolbox with the firebomb in it.
Set to go off at what time?
6:07.
Right. Come on. All right. Now you're in the office. What do you do?
I crawl under the big desk, fool around with the telephone wires, plant the firebomb in the wastebasket, then beat it.
Fine. It's not yet 6 o'clock. The gallery is still open. Mrs. Lovelace.
Oh, I'm in here looking around at pictures and things, minding my own business. Nobody notices me.
Bong, 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 bong.
What's that?
Chimes. Bong, 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 bong. The gallery is closing. 6 p.m. on the dot.
I duck for the powder room. Nobody sees me. Where is it?
Over there. I ushered the remaining patrons out of the gallery, and I locked the front door. Lucille locks the rear door, and we both yell, all clear. Then Mr. Orban goes into the office to unlock the vault, and Quebec draws his gun.
A gun.
Shut up, Lammy.
Then Davidson goes to unlock the chest.
I stagger out of the ladies' room. I'm dizzy. I'm weak. I'm wobbly. I turn green. Oh, shut up, Lammy. I'm a sick woman.
I run to help you.
I swoon. I faint in your arms.
I call Lucille. She runs to help you.
Oh, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Just let me rest. Just let me lie down for a few minutes.
I tell Lucille to take you in the powder room, and she leads you off.
Oh, inside the powder room, I plead with her not to leave me alone. I get sicker and sicker and sicker.
Right. Then it's 6:04. Orban is in the office. He's unlocked the vault. Davidson has unlocked the case when suddenly the phone rings.
Bring in the wing.
Orban answers the phone in the office. Orban answers the phone.
That's you, Lammy.
You're on the other side of town in a phone booth. You just called the gallery.
Yeah. Hello. Lieutenant Davidson, this is the county hospital calling.
Sergeant Davison. He'll never make lieutenant after this caper.
Davidson rushes to the phone. He answers it. Hello?
Sergeant Davidson, this is the maternity ward. Your wife just entered the hospital about an hour ago.
Did she have the baby yet?
Just a minute, please. My other phone is ringing.
Oh, good. Perfect. Keep him waiting. You must stall as long as possible.
But that's kind of a dirty trick, ain't it?
Now, while Davidson is on the phone, I take his place at the case. But Quebec is still here. It is now 6:07.
Boom! The firebomb explodes and the wastebasket goes up in flames.
Now, Orban and Davidson are fighting the fire. They call for help. Quebec rushes to help, leaving me here alone at the case. I shout, I'll run for the fire extinguisher. I reach for the scepter, I put it under my coat, and I run for the rear door. Now, the fire extinguisher is right here. But first things first. Mr. Stacy, where are you?
I'll be waiting in the alley outside that door. You unlock the door, hand me the scepter, I'll put it in the box and be headed for the bus station.
But be sure you have a dime for the coin locker.
Don't worry, I'll have it. I'll stash the toolbox in the locker, and then I'll mail the key to Pogo.
First things first. Now, I still have the scepter under my coat. I go to the door, and I open it like this. Mr. Orban.
How dare you slam that door in my face?
I was startled, sir.
And what, pray tell, are you doing here?
Here, sir.
Where's Mike?
Mike? Oh, I sent him out for some coffee. I've been going over some accounts.
At this hour?
Well, I've been here for some time, sir.
Here, just playing with the door?
No, I heard a noise. Footsteps, sir. I didn't know it was you. I was just leaving.
I just got a cablegram from Paris. The French government's cutting short our exhibit. They're putting the scepter on show at the World's Fair.
When?
Starting the 5th.
The 5th? That's just 2 more days.
Well, frankly, I'll be glad to be rid of it. Too much responsibility. Where are those insurance papers? I've got to get them adjusted first thing tomorrow.
Just 2 more days.
Here they are. We'll go home and get some sleep. You look terrible.
Anybody? 2 more days.
To do what?
That's when they're going to move the scepter in 2 more days. If we want it, we've got to take it tomorrow.
If we want it.
Tomorrow? I'm going to need more rehearsal than that.
I know. We've got a lot of rough spots to iron out. See, we can't afford to fail.
Listen, you gave us a break when you cut us into this caper. You did a lot of work, drawing up the plans and all. You think we'll let you down? Not a chance. Right, ladies? I think we owe it to good old Lester to do this job right. Tomorrow or any other time.
Okay, we do the job tomorrow.
Yeah? Yeah?
Plans have been changed. We do the job tomorrow. Can you get the plane tickets?
Yeah.
All right, same deal. We'll meet you at the bus terminal and we can take off from there.
You have it with you, yeah?
You know I will. See you tomorrow.
Come on, Eddie, it's easy. Now, Mr. Stacy, he's gonna be waiting in the alley for Lester Pennell to hand him the scepter. Now, if Mr. Stacy can wait in the alley, why can't you? As soon as he gets the scepter, he's gonna hide it in his toolbox. Now, all you gotta do is clunk him on the head, grab the toolbox, hide it in the ice cream truck, under the fudge sundaes, and we're $2 million richer. Ma knows this guy down in Mexico City, and he can turn things just like that into cash, you know? Oh, come on, Eddie. All you gotta do is clunk him on the head. Won't you do it for me, Eddie?
Okay.
Is Eddie here yet? Where is he? We're going to be late.
Oh, now don't worry, Ma. We'll be all right.
Oh, where's my fur?
I'll get it. Here it is. Here, Ma. Now, I need a dime.
For what?
For the phone call, Ma. The phone call.
Here, take 2. You might talk overtime.
I get it, Ma. Hi. Come in.
Real classy crooks, we are. $2 million robbery, and we drive up in an ice cream truck.
Eddie, come here. Now, listen. When you clunk Mr. Stacy on the head, don't clunk him too hard.
Don't worry, baby.
Because he owes Ma some back rent. Okay, now.
Come on, come on. Say, it's a real fancy gallery. Do I look good enough to get sick in the powder room?
Oh, Ma, you look great. Now, come on. Ma, curtain time.
Close the door, Eddie!
Lester? Please, I must talk to you.
Yes, well,
Will you take me to dinner tonight?
not tonight, Lucille.
All right, Lester. Forgive me.
No, wait, Lucille. Listen to me. I love you. And no matter what happens, I'll always love you.
You silly. If two people love each other, they don't let anything happen.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Oh, boy, if I don't do something pretty quick, something's gonna happen.
Excuse me. Telephone company. We had a report you're getting some interference in your lines.
No, that was fixed.
Fixed?
Yes, I'll show it to you if you just come with me, please. Mr. Stacy, I've thought this over all night. We can't go through.
Oh, now, you just wait a minute.
No, I've thought it all over. It's all wrong, Stacy. We just can't go through with it.
You can't stop us, Lester.
I'll get rid of your firebomb. And I won't let Davidson get his phone call.
I expected something like this from you. The honest type. If there's anyone you can't trust, it's an honest man. You see this? Your plans, your diagrams, your handwriting. You do anything to louse up this caper, and I'll send this right into the police.
I mean what I say, Mr. Stacy.
Lester! Lester!
What's the matter? What happened?
Oh, I'm sick. I gotta lie down.
Mrs. Lovelace, can you hear me? The performance is canceled. Do you hear and understand? It's canceled.
Well, how come? Didn't I do it right?
Never mind. Just go home.
What's this all about? Are you or aren't you sick?
Did you really think I was?
I really thought you were.
And only one rehearsal.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Mrs. Lovelace, go home.
Oh, I know exactly how you feel, Lester. Even a perfect performance cannot save a crummy play. Well, that's showbiz.
I can explain.
No, later. Lock the door. We're running late.
Lester, what's this all about?
Stacy. Where's Stacy? The telephone man. Where is he?
He was just leaving the office when I came in.
Thank you, miss.
The wastebasket. The wastebasket.
Lester, are you out of your mind? What are you trying?
He's not here. He must have hid it someplace else.
Hello? Yes, what? Lester! You are out of your mind. What are you?
Sergeant Davidson.
Officer! Officer!
Your wife's in the squad car. We're taking her to the hospital.
Sergeant Davidson.
My wife's in the squad car. I'm gonna have a baby.
Sergeant Davidson. Officer. Sergeant Kubek. Something terrible is going to happen.
Oh, no, we're on fire. Help, help, fire.
Help! There's a fire in here! Help!
Get a fire extinguisher.
I'm not going to open the door, Mr. Stacy. Do you hear? I'm not going to open it.
You don't have to.
Extinguisher!
How did you get in here?
The front door was unlocked.
Hurry! Hurry! The fire extinguisher!
Come on. Now, let's get that scepter and hurry.
That won't be possible. Sergeant Davidson left with the key.
All right, I'll break it.
Where the devil is Lester? Get it!
What are you doing? The fire's in there.
There was a fire out here, too. I put it out.
Who's he?
He tried to steal a scepter.
Nice work. Very nice work.
All right, on your feet.
Extinguisher!
Here, you take care of that fire in there. I'll watch him.
Hurry!
How do I look?
You don't need that to look dashing, Lester. You're a hero to everyone.
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Orban.
I suppose I should thank you, Lester.
I think you owe him that much, Mr. Orban.
That man, Stacy, he told the police that you were the brains behind the whole plan.
He's right, Mr. Orban. I was.
Oh, Lester, don't be silly.
No, it's true. I masterminded the whole thing.
You expect me to believe that? No, my boy, you're far too honest.
Mr. Orban, I planned that whole caper from beginning to end, and then I changed my mind. Now, it takes a lot of dishonesty to do that.
Not enough. I'm afraid your ideals will always be a handicap. However, I forgive you. I shall expect you on the job at the gallery tomorrow morning.
At the same salary?
Well, no, I suppose you can expect a small raise.
How small?
$20.
There's no incentive in that.
Well, perhaps we can do a little better, but be there at 9 o'clock.
9:15.
Oh, all right, but be on time.
Yes, Mr. Orban.
Oh, dear. I hope you haven't gone too far.
You haven't seen anything yet.